We're back again with Mind Your Business segment of HBR. We're about to go into the podcast. And today we're here with Alvaro Torres, right?
Yes, sir.
And so Alvaro is a residential home inspector. So yeah, I'm gonna ask that question, right? That everybody wants to know. So so Alvaro, what made you want to be, or what got you into being a residential inspector?
So my background is in engineering. I did
Really?
manufacturing engineering for a decade, and it was and before that I did roofing, before I went to school. So I've got some experience. I'm very hands-on. I spent a lot of time reading technical documents, and it's just an easy transition for me. I got the entrepreneurship itch, and that's kind of what started my path. What's been really rewarding for me is that I'm able to help people. I'm able to give back to my community when they're in the process of, for most of them, the largest transaction they'll ever make in their lives, and I'm able to deliver the information that gives them the confidence to go to the negotiation table with, and have peace of mind once they close or they make their decision.
You know what I say? I always say that roofers are our generation notarios. The notary public. Because see, back in the days, notary public used to do everything, and now it seems like a lot of roofers are getting into real estate. They're becoming real estate agents, loan officers, and inspectors, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So let me ask you. I guess this is a question that every real estate agent has, right? Why do inspectors scare the heck out of buyers whenever they do their inspections?
So in the inspection business, I think this is where a lot of inspectors fall a little short, is that they neglect the customer service side of it. So my job is not to inspect a home. My job is to inspect a home and deliver information accurately and in a way that the client can understand and really gain some value from that. So sometimes I think that the lingo, is just unfamiliar to the public, and things sound a lot scarier than they can be. And most of the time that feeling can be mitigated by a simple conversation. So like, for example, I'll book an appointment with my clients after the inspection. I'll give them some time to review the inspection, maybe sleep on it. And the following morning, we'll get on a phone call and I'll walk them step by step and explain, hey, this is what that is. Some things are like primary concerns where property's damaged or there's an immediate risk to human safety. And then there's like secondary concerns where things have been installed incorrectly and they have the potential to become damaged in the future or a potential to become a risk to human safety. So I think just really explaining that will ease most people's concerns, and it'll give them a clear head to think. You found the home, you worked with your realtor, you found the right home, the right place, zoned to the right school for your family. And now you don't want to let something, just a misunderstanding, blow what could be a really, really good opportunity to start a great life.
So the thing is this, since I got into the real estate business, right? Before I thought the same like everybody else. I thought if the roof was damaged, the house is no good. If the foundation is damaged, house is no good. Stay away from it. What is your opinion on that?
My opinion is that everything is negotiable, right? And everything can be repaired. Just like the house was erected at one point from nothing. It was just dirt. Things can be repaired. They can be replaced. Most deals in any industry, not just the real estate industry, will fall through because of lack of creativity when it comes to negotiation. When you go to the negotiation table, it's a matter of being open. And sometimes both sides don't play that way. And that's why deals fall through. It's not always because of the condition of the home. It's more because someone wasn't willing to compromise and make a good deal.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What drives you to keep growing in this industry? Like what do you...
So for me, it's a matter of, one, I'm a very competitive person and I have a very high standard for myself professionally and personally. So I think I just want to be better than I was yesterday, and I want to be able to deliver the value that all of my clients really deserve. They pay their hard-earned money for an inspection, and I want to give them what they deserve. And I want to make sure that I'm taking care of them and their families. So I treat every inspection as if I was going to live in that home. And that's just my work ethic. That's what really drives me.
No, that's good. So I guess you kind of you said what some of your traits were, right? But what traits were you born with that you rely on that help you grow in this industry?
So I don't know that I was necessarily born with some special traits, but I will say that I've developed certain traits, and the strongest one that I have is accountability. Transparency is critical, so I am accountable for everything that I put on the report, everything that I say to my clients. And that's what really drives me to do everything professionally and do it right the first time. I would say the second thing is my work ethic. I'm just a workhorse. And to be completely honest, if you're not a bit of a workaholic, entrepreneurship is probably not the path for you. It's a lot of late nights. It's a lot of weekends that are working. I don't take days off. So on my day when I'm not doing inspections, I'm reading documents. I'm staying up to date with industry standards or manufacturing standards. I'm networking. I'm doing whatever my clients need me to do, and whatever the business needs me to do. That's what I do.
So let me ask you this: who contributed the most to the success that you have now as a home inspector?
Well, personally, my family has contributed. My mother is a big, that's kind of a cliche, right? But my mom, shout out to my mom. She instilled in me some really, really strong values. But on the professional side, Roy Carter, who's with Champions School of Real Estate, he has been a tremendous mentor to me during this journey. He's always answered my phone calls, always responded to my text messages, and I'm very, very grateful to him for what he did. And also Eric Arriaga and Keith Scruggs over at Bona Fitness in Katy. It's a great gym. If you're in the area, stop by and say hi to them. They really taught me the value of networking. So I spent the first 3 years of my career as a home inspector just honing my skills, because I wanted to deliver the best product. But you can have the best product on the market, and if nobody knows about it, the phone's never going to ring. Yeah. And the value that you've built, that you have is never going to get delivered to the public, to your community, because no one's going to ever call you. So they really taught me that. So I'm grateful to them too.
That's awesome, man. You got to name your mom too, bro. Come on.
My mom.
You named everybody, man. You got to name her.
Yeah, my mom. She probably wouldn't like me saying her name. She's very shy. And honestly, so am I. But Marta, I love you, Mom.
Awesome. So let's get to your story, to your origin story, right? We all have one. If Hollywood came knocking today and said, "Hey, man, tell me the story of Alvaro Torres," what would that story be? Pitch it to me like we want to produce this movie.
It would be perseverance. I'd say would be the word, because my path has not been a straight path, from birth to success. And I say success in a very humble way. Like I'm not a billionaire, right? But I think I have what I want. What I think is wealth is like being healthy, having, loving your family, and being educated is a big thing for me, right? Like I went to school, and I believe in educating yourself. Even now that I'm a home inspector, I invest a lot of time and money into developing my skills. So my perseverance, I had a lot of bumps in the road, and I've got a lot of scars, both physically and just like, mentally. But I've learned a lot of lessons, and it's given me the strength that I need to be an entrepreneur. It's given me the confidence to know that I can overcome all of the obstacles that come with entrepreneurship, and I can take on the challenges. And honestly, it makes me really enjoy overcoming those obstacles.
That's awesome, man. So if you could model your business, right, after a famous business mogul, who would that be?
So one of the guys who's been a big influence on me, and he's last year he passed away. He lived 99 years of life. His name was Charlie Munger. And he was most known for being an incredible investor. Yeah. But really, he started his career as a lawyer. He dabbled very heavily in architecture. He was a polymath. He was a man who really he exemplified lifelong learning. and he didn't constrain himself to just one field. He was a very curious guy, and he ventured into many, many different industries. And I believe that I myself, as an entrepreneur, you don't have the luxury of just sticking to one thing. You have to be good at many things. You wear multiple hats, and you have to solve an array of problems. And that's who I look at as kind of who I would like to model myself as.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty interesting perspective that you're coming from for that. But so I guess, being an entrepreneur, right? And you obviously, you're an engineer and a home inspector, and has there ever been a time that you just got so caught up with everything that you lost track of who you were?
Yeah, that happens almost every day.
Right?
Every day you have to, because like I said, I'm a bit of a workaholic. I enjoy working, and I'm just constantly on. I'm always thinking, how can I do this? How can I do that? How can I improve? And my family has to kind of reel me back in and say, hey, you need to take a break, and we need to go take a walk, or we need to spend some time, or we need to go grocery shopping. Mm-hmm. I forget about groceries until my stomach's growling, and I'm like, damn, I forgot to buy groceries this week. Yeah. So it's a constant every day. Every day you have to kind of watch your time, and every day you have to give the effort, but also you have to learn how to take your foot off the gas and take a break. Yeah.
So every entrepreneur, right, has a weakness. What would you say 2 of your weaknesses are as an entrepreneur that you really want to get better at?
I would say that 2 weaknesses would be over-engineering and over-optimizing. Like I said, the first 3 years, I just really believed if you have a good product, the phone is going to ring. People are going to knock on your door. And I realized that's not the case. You have to, there are other aspects to a business, not just engineering a good product. So if you over optimize and you spend too much time trying to perfect something, you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunity to help people and impact their lives. Because that's what every professional does. No matter what industry you're in, you have the opportunity to really impact someone's life. Like in my case, giving a good home inspection really helps somebody and impacts their life during their real estate transaction. So I would say those things. I sometimes I just kind of try to get it too perfect, and it's all about continuous improvement. You get to a point where that my product is good, I can deliver a lot of value, and you have to accept the fact that I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to get better, because you do need some feedback. And I've gotten feedback from I've gotten feedback from realtors, from builders. They've given me a piece of their mind, and my clients. And I use that to just hone my skill and improve the service. I'm sure the feedback from the builders was great. Oh yeah. Yeah, they love me. They love you.
So there you go. That's Alvaro Torres' interview. He, minding his business, and we're about to go into the podcast. But thank you so much for coming on, and go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you. Shout out your company, your website, and your Instagram handle.
Thank you. My website is pathlineinspection.com. Phone number 713-498-1359. That's the easiest way to get me. I'll ring my line anytime, see how fast I answer it. I just got onto Instagram, so Pathline Inspection on Instagram. Follow me. I'll be posting some interesting content that I've gathered over the years. So cool. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hopefully some builders.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man. Cut.